Hi, this is Joe Strout with Strout & Sons. I'm going to give you a quick tour today of High Frontier, giving you an overview of how to play the game. When you launch, you'll be at the title screen, and from there, you can click or hit any key to get to the main menu. Here, if you've never played the game before, the Continue and Load Save buttons will be disabled. You can go to New Game and enter a name for your game, as well as selecting a game type, Standard or Sandbox. Sandbox is a mode where much of the game aspect is actually removed. You have access to all the parts, all the orbits, and you can build whatever you want. But most players will want to use standard mode, which is a lot more interesting and fun. And then we would just play. But for the sake of this demo, I'm actually going to load a previously loaded game. And it takes you to the overview page for the game itself. From here you can get to the options screen if you want and change the screen resolution, the music volume, and set all of the controls. Over here on the top right we have an overview of the status of your game, how many colonies you've built, how many projects you've completed, and your experience points. Let's talk about projects and opportunities first. Projects are like a tech tree in some other games. There are things that you can do that open up new ways to play, new parts to build with, and new orbits to build in. You can select any of these and read about them. Most of them are initially not available. The ones that are available are shown in full color, and the ones that are not available are dimmed out. You buy these projects by spending experience points, and down here it shows you how many XP you've got available and what the cost of the current item is. If I can afford it, you just select it, click do it, and now you've done that project. So how do you get XP? You do that by completing opportunities. On the left it shows you available opportunities. For example, when I grow a colony to at least 100 residents, I'll get 5 XP. And on the right it shows opportunities that you've already completed. These are XP that I've earned and already spent by this point. So these sort of give you goals that you can work towards. And more opportunities will appear depending on the status of your game, the projects you've completed, and what colonies you've built. So to build a colony, you would go first into design mode. And I'm going to have a separate video specifically on design mode, so I'm not going to go into this in very much detail here. Instead, I think I'll just open a previous design and give you a quick tour. I'm using the right mouse button, clicking and dragging to look around at this design. I can select any part by clicking it and then adjust its parameters. And over here in the Analysis tab, I can look at this part or the whole design in terms of mass, cost, life support, appeal for residents, and so forth. Wherever you've got one of these little warning triangles, it means maybe something's not right about your design. In this case, I've got a max G here, a gravity level of 1.61 times that of Earth. Residents are not going to like that at all. So I would need to adjust my design. I could either make the torus, in this case, smaller, which reduces the gravity, or I could switch to the Usage tab and reduce its spin rate. So by adjusting these things, I can get a nice livable colony. And then I would save it and go to the build screen, or from the main menu I can also get to the build screen at any time. Now this screen shows the designs that you might want to build. You can select one of these, and then if you want to get this out of your way, just dock it. And then it shows orbits that you might want to build in. Now this is low Earth orbit and high Earth orbit. This is the moon. You'll notice there's no orbit button here. And that's because I haven't completed enough projects to build a colony by the moon yet. When I do, that'll become available. In fact, I can zoom out, and there are orbits potentially around other planets in the solar system as well. But none of these are available yet because I haven't completed enough projects. So since the ultimate goal of High Frontier is to colonize the solar system, you'll want to complete those projects as quickly as you can and make these other places available. So going back to inner planets, zoom in on Earth, cislunar space, I can select and try to build. Now sometimes the design that I've got selected will cost too much for the size of the grant that I can get in the current orbit, and that depends on a number of factors, including how likable the colony design is. And you can adjust the size of that grant with this difficulty slider. In this case, on medium difficulty, I can afford to build this, so I would just enter a colony name. We'll call it Super World. Build here. And then it takes us to management mode. This is an outside view. If you click the In1 button, you can switch to an internal view. And there may be additional in buttons if you've got multiple parts, or something like Barbell, which has, in a single hab part, multiple livable spaces. I'm going to have a separate video on management mode as well, though, so I won't go into that in too much detail now. And that's the big idea in High Frontier. You try to complete these opportunities to earn XP. Spend the XP on projects, which will give you new parts and open up new orbits. And then design and build your colonies so that you can expand humanity throughout the solar system. Check out the other videos on highfrontier.com/help to learn more about how to play High Frontier, and check in with us on the forums. Hope to see you there.